we're here to just literally spread love into the community, like through our food and just through how we operate.
Better get ready, because here comes another great episode of the No Dishes Podcast. Season 6 is brought to you by Visit Bloomington. Check them out at visitbloomington.com. Play that theme song.
Hey, say, honey, let's go out to eat. Relieve our culinary duties. With all these restaurants to sweep us off our feet, they're bound to turn us into foodies. No dishes, no dishes, no dishes. We'll have a bottle of wine, relax and have a good time. No dishes, no dishes.
All right. We're here with Da Vinci at 3rd and Washington. They're doing pizza, pasta, all the delicious things. I was just telling them I used to drive by there every day with where I lived, where I work. They're always popping. I think they might be one of the most beloved restaurants by students for sure. But yeah, really grateful to have Hannah and Henry Love here with us.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having us. This is cool.
Yeah.
So how long have you had Da Vinci for? So you're owner and front of house manager, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then how long have you kind of had the keys to the door?
So officially, I took over on paper beginning of last year. So 2023 is when we started it.
Yeah.
And then I was sort of running it maybe 5-6 months before that. Worked there as a server actually when I was in college, and then left, do my own thing for a little. Then came back end of 2022, took over 2023.
Yeah,
Here
the rest
we
is
are.
history. Yeah.
It's crazy.
The original owner, I'd messaged him a little bit to see if he wanted to come on, because again, I love what Da Vinci does. I was like, I want to find out about the people behind this. So thank you for being here and making this happen. Was it Mohi?
Yeah, Mohi,
Okay. Was he the one that started it?
Yeah, he's out of Indianapolis. He had done a couple other restaurants there, Crust, Diablo, I think. And he had the first, what are those things called?
Yeah, hookah bar.
Oh, nice. I used to DJ at a hookah bar in Indy. I don't know if I've ever talked about that on here.
Now
86.
everyone knows.
Where are you guys from?
Jasper.
Yeah, we're
Oh, okay, nice.
Hour and a half south.
We'll talk about it. I've never been to the beer garden down there,
Oh, yeah.
but I've heard so many amazing things, because people were like, Bloomington has all this great food, but there's no German, there's no like beer garden.
Strassenfest, shout out. That's what it's called.
Strassenfest?
If you like to
Okay.
drink, that's a place to be.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy. Anytime someone says Jasper to me, I'm like, oh, the beer garden place? Like, that's the first thing that comes to mind.
Yeah, we get a lot.
But yeah, I had my 1 year out of high school before I moved down to Bloomington. I lived in Broad Ripple in Indy.
Nice.
And there was a hookah bar that I DJ'd at every Friday, Saturday night. And I think they paid me like $75 a free hookah. And it was just such a fun gig. And I used to have a hookah that had like 4 different hoses, and you'd have to like plug the end. And my secret, I'm going to give this away. This is free. I'd put honey in the top with the shisha, and it just made this super dense white smoke that was like extra sweet. So just if you ever want to
She was always in
I'm
that
stealing
more than I
that.
was.
yeah, dude, you still, I haven't hooked in years,
not.
but
Now and
Maybe
again.
Okay.
But it's not that popular here. But
I know. Well, you can't. I literally wrote a business plan to open a hookah bar. That's what I wanted to do. But you can't in Monroe County. They don't. They won't allow it. That's why there aren't any.
Interesting.
That's why it's not popular.
Yeah,
It's like, I
that's
feel like
why.
it would. Yeah, it would be, because I think they have one in Lafayette, or at least a couple. But that's the one thing they have that we don't. The one.
That'd be awesome.
Well, that's cool. So how did you end up running it under him?
Running it's a strong word. I was more of just like a server, but we just became close. So I lived upstairs at Cityside when it was being built out. Literally grabbed an application off the wall because I knew my mom was getting pissed. I needed a job for the summer.
You got to keep mama happy.
Yeah. So I filled out an application. A couple of weeks later, the manager called me. I had 0 restaurant experience. I remember
Really?
in the interview, she's like, all right, do you want to work front of house or back of house? I was like, what does that mean?
Yeah,
It's that bad.
I want to work in the house. Yeah.
Inside, I'm thinking inside.
I'm an inside cat. Yeah.
But anyway, I got the position there, started serving. They taught me everything. Mohi was super cool to me, and Molly, shout out the first manager, Da Vinci. We're both just super nice, super cool. And we became close because I worked in the summer. They didn't have that many other workers, so I worked a ton and brought some friends on board. once school started up again, and then like I said, we just became super close, and I found out through him. I always thought restaurants were kind of like that's where you worked when you couldn't do anything else, but he kind of showed me. He's like, no, you can make good money do this.
Yeah,
like doing this if you do it right, and if you work your ass off. Are we allowed to curse on here?
Yeah, you're good. You're fine.
And then I was convinced by my roommate at IU, shout out to Grant Strayer, to move down to St. Pete with him and open up a sandwich shop.
Oh, nice.
So we did that, and I learned how to do that. And weirdest thing ever was visiting Mohi, just coming back for a wedding, popped in to say hello to Mohi, and I think 2 bottles of wine later, we're on the patio. It's like 11 at night. He's sitting there telling me like he's kind of tired. He's getting, wants to get rid of it, and also telling me how good the place is doing. And I'm like, dude, sign me up. That's what I've been doing for the past 2 years. Like, and it kind of just started off of like a drunk joke, really.
Yeah.
But, we kept talking, and then
it all just fell into
literally
place.
here we are. Yeah,
dude,
it's crazy.
That's sick.
I know. I still can't believe it, but it's awesome. Blessed.
So we'll get back to Da Vinci. Is your buddy Grant still running the sandwich shop in St. Pete?
Yeah. So all you Hoosiers out there, look it up. It's called Gateway Subs. They have now 3 locations. It's like stoner style subs and then coffee. They brew their own coffee in house, make their own cold brew. So it's the real deal. He's still down there. Reason I left was just because we ended up having like 4 partners for like a smaller time sandwich shop, and this was just kind of my chance to do it on my own. And we're Indiana boy and girl. Like I'm always an Indiana man at heart, so I kind of missed it, which is crazy moving back from Florida. But
yeah, you're like, I don't know why I moved from Florida back to the Midwest.
I'm really questioning the decision. But no.
Well, hey, now it's nice out.
No,
you made it through the winter. You made it through the hard part. Have you experienced? Obviously, never mind. You already said summers in Bloomington. Just like they're so great.
Oh, it's awesome.
Like there's still a good amount of students around, but it's just like it's beautiful. You got the lake. It's like so little traffic. Summers in Bloomington, anyway, are just. I could talk for 2 hours about how great summers in Bloomington are.
Yeah, for sure.
Hannah, what's a little bit of how your backstory and how you got involved?
Yeah, so I graduated college in 2022. I was kind of all over the place. I was actually living in South Africa at the time.
Oh, wow.
I studied abroad there, had some friends there, decided to move back for a little bit. Kind of ran out of money, needed a thing, and Henry called me and was like, "Hey, I'm buying a restaurant. I could use your help if you need a spot to land." So I've only worked as a server in a couple of restaurants, didn't really know what I was doing, but decided to just, what the heck, let's do this for a couple of years, see what happens.
Yeah.
And now we're here and it's going awesome. Like we don't know what we're doing, but somehow we're making it work.
Speak for yourself.
I don't know what I'm doing, but I've learned so much and just kind of had the best time. Like Bloomington summers now, really near to my heart now because it's just chill and it's nice and I love the people here, and so it's been awesome.
I think, Garrett, correct me if I'm wrong. I love the speak for yourself. I think it's the first brother siblings we've had on, and I love the dynamic already.
Yeah.
I was telling you guys before we started, I have 3 sisters, a brother.
Yeah.
And it's just I don't know. It's so funny to have it on. And the fact that you guys are working together. I've got, because my little sister bartends, and she kind of followed in my footsteps of working in restaurants. So I always love being able to talk shop with her. And it's just, it's a nice little bonding experience. What was your biggest surprise? Because I know you said before you worked at Da Vinci, you hadn't worked in a restaurant, and you maybe didn't have, you misperceived what it was like. What was your biggest surprise when you had your first few shifts, got your ass kicked, and you're like, okay, this isn't what I thought it was?
That's a tough one. Well, one of the best parts being the money that you could walk out with on a serving shift.
Cash at the end of the night.
As I know that's not a great answer, but money in your pocket. Yeah. That surprised me. But I guess just how much I enjoyed it, which is weird. I really liked being a server and, people being, I still remember this older couple that would come in over that first summer and they would ask, is Henry here? Can we sit in Henry's section? Didn't know who they were except for through that. So it's just little things like that. I didn't know it could be that enjoyable. And probably did not know that serving was physically as hard as it is, or at least as it can be. Yeah. It will bust your
and mentally taxing. Just all the shit you got to keep straight and remember oh, this table needs this. I need to ring this in. Oh, I didn't ring in that appetizer. Yeah. I'm gonna blame the kitchen.
Sometimes all the time. Yeah. Sometimes the night after, the day after, I'll be like, oh, I never got that man his
Oh
beer.
yes, that's the worst.
And I think about it after the fact, but
I still will have dreams. I
Nightmares.
haven't waited tables in over a decade, and I'll still have dreams that I'm back at O'Charlie's, like forgetting ranches and stuff. But I had an older couple there that would always ask for me, and they tipped $4 on 20 every time, and which is great. It's 20%, but it's $4. But like they were just so sweet. They were always so excited to see me, and just the connections you make serving. And for me, the biggest thing has always been just it's not monotonous. It's different. It keeps you literally and like mentally on your toes. And it's just I think it takes a special type of person that likes that work. So it's cool that you were like, yeah, restaurants are just kind of a fallback, and then you're just like, oh, I really enjoy this.
Yeah.
It's almost like you were converted.
I don't want to speak for Hannah, but we were kind of the 4 kids in our family, we were kind of always like I don't want to say black sheep. That's not the word, but like the more kind of outgoing, like partiers.
okay.
I don't want to say part, for lack of a better word, but we were always like the more fun time. I mean, older brother's like a surgeon in Indy.
Yeah,
Dad was
okay.
an orthopedic surgeon. So, we came from like a line of nerds, like love them to death. And that's honestly what I was going to go to college for.
Yeah.
But then it's just like, it's kind of a party. It's like you're hosting. I mean, literally now we're hosting a party every single night for 300, 400 people.
You're entertaining.
And like, yeah, that's our job to make sure they have the best time. So it is like, and it's kind of fun.
I love that. So are you the 2 younger?
Yeah.
Middle.
Okay. Because I've
second.
got
We have a younger sibling. too.
because I've got 3 older, and they all went traditional route, 4-year degree. Both my brother married his high school sweetheart. My older sisters both met their husbands in college. But then my little sister and I always say like, yeah, not black sheep, but black sheep. I swear you just gave like the exact lines I usually give, where I'm just like, yeah, maybe we partied a little bit more than the others.
I certainly did. So
But
long.
yeah, it is like interesting. You're like, again, it's not black sheep. You're not like an outcast.
Yeah.
But you just took a different path, maybe have a different approach to life.
I was surprised by the fact like working in restaurants, you can serve people like every day and have just a relationship with people that we see, all the time. We're there almost every day. So we just see the same people. And I was just shocked at the relationships you can build with the community just working in a restaurant,
You start getting invested in their lives.
Oh yeah.
How are the kids?
My regulars are like my people now.
Yeah.
Shout out to our regulars.
Yeah. You know who you are.
Well, I had it in the past when I moved from O'Charlie's to Sweetgrass, the old Yogi's Country Club. There's one other one I'm forgetting. But I still have friends where they move jobs and all of their regulars just follow them to where they go. It's not the place, it's the people, you know? So I love that you guys are still, so how long has it been now that you've been in restaurants? Just 3 years total? 4?
Yeah, 5 now. 2019 summer is when I started working at Da Vinci. So since then, that's all I've been
Just
doing.
black hole, man, just sucked
50,
you in.
60-hour weeks, just going. But
I feel like I've worked like every restaurant job for a little bit. I mean, dishwasher, been there.
I
And
did one shift. Yeah.
That like completely changed the way like I thought about the back of the house,
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing worse than that. But like
brutal.
you can get through that, then,
Yeah.
Well, it's good to do it. It gives you that perspective, and
Yeah.
you treat. Hopefully, you already did, but it gives you treat with respect a little bit.
Oh,
more
yeah.
Of
Oh,
like
yeah.
just what they're having to deal with, what they're
Yeah.
handling. So if someone has not been to Da Vinci, how do you describe it? What's the pitch?
I mean, Neapolitan style pizza. And I guess for those who don't know what that is, that's like the classic Southern Italian, super thin crust, airy dough on the outside, and almost like a molten center. Like it, the focus is on the crust and then on the sauce. I don't want to disparage any Pizza Huts or Papa John's because honestly I
love
like
them
too. But yeah, it's just it is completely different than your New York styles. It's like that thin, airy, light crust with that molten middle. Focus on the crust and the sauce, and then that mozzarella.
This summer, Constellation Stage and Screen presents The Break, a new rock musical, on stage June 6th through 23rd at the Waldron Arts Center. Don't miss this spicy rom-com with a healthy dose of heart. Sam and Charlie have been together since freshman year of college. They love each other, but do they? As the marriage question looms, it's time to find out what's holding them back. The two agree to take a 30-day break to date other people, and at the end of the month, they'll finally tie the knot. Or will they? See The Break on stage June 6th through 23rd in downtown Bloomington. Find tickets at cconstellation.org. All right, let's talk pasta.
Okay.
What I know, do you guys do? Don't you do one of the ones that's in the cheese wheel?
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
No,
Oh, I'm
no,
sorry.
I know.
I'm sorry.
I know.
Like you just had to
We can bring it back.
Yeah,
We can
thanks.
bring it back
Thanks a lot,
eventually.
Jordan. I didn't realize this
Make
was
us look horrible.
Yeah, you probably bring us on here to ambush us. Yeah.
Edit that out, please.
Yeah, Garrett, timestamp it. I'm just kidding. Well, yeah, tell us about your current pasta offerings that are much better than the previous.
No, most of the pastas are pretty traditional. So we got your penne alla vodkas, which are our best seller. All that vodka sauce is made in house. Our fettuccine alfredo. We got a house pesto cream sauce.
Bolognese, that's my favorite.
Bolognese is a big hit too.
Are you making most like your sauces in house?
Oh, yeah, all our sauces, salad dressings.
I assume so.
Pizza crusts, all that stuff.
It tastes like it, This oven, didn't they have it like shipped in straight from Italy?
So I think the pieces are shipped in from Italy, but the company Maraforni is actually out of Maryland. I want to say,
yeah.
But yeah, it's 110 centimeter wood fired, gas assisted oven. Thing's a beast.
I know. Well, that's why I want to bring it up because I remember when they were like first putting it in there before they even opened, and I'm like, dude, that oven. I'm going in just for that oven.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, it's 850 degrees.
How long does it take for a pizza? 3 minutes? 4 minutes?
Yeah. So the revolution is 200 seconds. So what is that? 3 minutes and 20 seconds. Yeah. From start to finish. Yeah. Our food's actually super quick, which is one of our saviors because it means we can get people in. Not that we want people to leave, but we can get people in, get them fed rather quickly, and then get people out quick enough to where we can, eat off some of our wait list, which tends to get a little long. But
yeah, we drove by the. My dad's living with me for a couple weeks, which is kind of fun. We just started, and we were. I was driving around when he got in on Sunday night, trying to be like, where should we go out to eat? And I was like, oh, like Da Vinci. And I drove by and I just saw the people standing outside the door, and I'm like, I'm not a big waiter for like, because I'll come back when there's not a wait. It's like I don't hold it against I love to see it. I love seeing restaurants doing well. But yeah, I mean, you're a business, you need to turn tables. So the fact that you can crank out food quickly is obviously, it's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
I'm jealous.
No, I've literally told people, I don't even know if I should say this, but sometimes if an older couple or something will come up and we're on like an hour and a half wait list, I'm like, honestly, just like come back tomorrow at like 5 o'clock, right when we open, and they're like, won't be much of a wait. Like just it's good, please, but don't wait an hour and a half for it. Like go enjoy your night, go to a bar.
Like Lon Ramen's good.
Yeah, there's great food everywhere. Come back when we're not slammed with kids and parties and all that. So
how many seats do you guys have?
Inside we got about 100, 20 tables ish, and then when our patio opens up, we got about another 8 tables, which we can turn into 4 tops each one, sometimes, which is pushing it sometimes. So another 30 or so seats outside.
How would you say your clientele breaks down? Because to me, from the outside looking in, it seems like it's a lot of students.
For sure, yeah.
What would you say your kind of ratio is of students to locals that you can just tell?
I mean, you could take this. I don't know.
We do. We have a lot of students, a lot of like sorority parties, stuff like that. But I feel like during the week, sometimes it's more of the local people, especially during the summer. I got to see a lot of more like local people. But I know a lot of the locals are like, they don't want to come and wait, which I understandable. Yeah. I wish we had a bigger restaurant or something to, get everybody in there. But
you're still obviously kind of in the infancy of ownership and, managing there. Have you already thought about any plans of expansion?
Not like realistically.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Okay. But it's always when you get packed all the time, I'm sure obviously you're going to have those thoughts of like, ooh, what if we did go to a larger space or did a second location or,
But I think before I would be comfortable with that. This location would need to be operating like perfectly without me or like even without her, and that's not quite the case yet. So we need to get all our ducks in a row. I couldn't imagine taking on like another project like that right now.
Yeah, it's tough, and it might honestly that might never happen. To be honest, it's because we opened our second store in Brown County 2 years in after me starting, and then we opened a third connected to Buffalo's, and it's just like you can only be so many places at once, so it's tough. You want to think like, okay, we got this dialed in, and then you go to like focus on this, and then next thing you know, you're running back to put fires out at the original spot. And you're like, what have we done?
And we like, I think I can speak for you on this. We like love running the floor, like just being there. And, and you literally can't be at two places at once. So until we would be really comfortable with staff too, because you got to find someone that really cares, or that you can pay to really care about
that's
a spot,
genuinely invested.
Because our thing is not experience. That's not what we bring to the table. But I think we bring love to the table, and like we do care about every single process, and especially that every single customer is having a good time. So like for us to try to take on something else and leave that to
chance after you work so hard to get it to where it is, Well, congrats. I mean, it's from outside looking in, it just seems like you guys are absolutely crushing it. Every time I've had the food, it's been phenomenal. I will come out of my hiding more in the summer. You'll probably see me in there. That's kind of how the locals work when there are student favorite places.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I'll see you in the spring, you know?
We're going to be doing $3 draft beers all summer long. So
nice. All right.
For all the locals out there,
you're like just tossing it out there. Like come throw a couple back, get you a little pizza, a little.
Well, I do kind of. I feel bad for the locals that do drive by every time and see that it's packed. Like obviously, I'm happy that it's packed, but it would be kind of a bummer if you had lived here your whole life and here's this restaurant, and every single time you come by, these young kids are out there.
Well, and there's still, again, like you said, there's still a lot of weeknights that I feel like aren't that crazy. It's
definitely
busy and it's got a good buzz, but you're not going to wait more than 10 or 15 minutes sometimes. So you don't necessarily have to wait to the spring. So don't go try.
Come anytime.
Go see what it's like. Scout it out. We talked about a little bit about desserts, the tiramisu cheesecake. I think that might have been before we were recording. What are the kind of dessert offerings that you guys are slinging over at Da Vinci?
Couple. So we'll rotate on the cakes, but right now we have the ricotta pistachio cake. So that's pretty classic Italian. A New York cannoli style cheesecake.
I said tiramisu cheesecake. It was cannoli cheesecake.
Yeah, so it's gonna be the cannoli crumbles.
Yes,
where
okay.
Like the pie crust
I was like, I don't think that sounds right. It was cannoli.
We have
cheesecake.
tiramisu.
Well, we have tiramisu too.
Yeah.
And then we have your like a limoncello flute and the mixed berry flutes that are both really good, served in a little like a champagne flute. So it's kind of cute.
You guys are you're so Instagrammable. I don't know if that's a word, but you know what I mean. And maybe that's why
I've never been described as that.
Not you, the restaurant itself. He's just like, oh, thanks. I do look good. I was like, no, the restaurant, the food.
We probably, I need to work on that more and get people more involved in the Instagram. But I just mean I think that's one of the reasons, sorority functions. Oh yeah.
It's very just, you eat with your eyes first.
Girls
it's all
love
very
to take pictures of the pizza, and that's like a trendy pizza right now. Is like that Neapolitan style, like pretty crust.
The pizza itself, the pasta, the presentation. That's what made me think about it. You talk about the limoncello, the mixed berry. It's all just very beautiful. It's just pretty, and the ambiance of the space itself. And that's always fun. It's just like you're just like out to eat, like, hey, look where I'm at. Look how pretty this shit is. And it tastes good too.
Yeah.
So have you ever thought about bringing on a homemade ice cream or? Normally I can't hear Garrett in the other room, but that got him to laugh. I'm just playing. I know you would go gelato, right? Yeah.
Well, I have looked at it. Everything I learned is just from YouTube, which I don't know. It's like that's
YouTube University, man. Got to rep that degree.
Yeah. I've watched a lot of videos on homemade gelato. It's actually very simple, but again, I wouldn't do it unless I could do it very well.
Right.
Which I don't know if I can.
Yeah. It sounds like you got a lot on your plate. Spread pretty thin. One of the other things when you mentioned the ricotta pistachio cake, my favorite pizza topping is ricotta. So I was like, earlier I was thinking, I need to talk to these guys about pizza toppings. I think the last time I got one from you guys, it was prosciutto, ricotta, hot honey, and chicken. Does that, you have all of those things, right?
Yep.
I think that's what it was. Yeah.
Did you build your own?
Of course.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Do I look like a guy that doesn't build his own? I'm just kidding. It's like I didn't get this figure by ordering off the menu. I'm just but yeah, let's talk about a little bit about some of the staples that are on the menu, and then how people can kind of trick them out, customize them to their own taste.
Yeah. Me?
You want to go ahead? You don't talk much.
My favorite thing, I love customizing. We love customizing pizzas and, just fooling around back there with
Yeah.
all the ingredients. What can we make? What can we do? He did a really cool like salmon pizza, which if you're not into salmon or arugula, then you wouldn't like it. But I loved it. It was my favorite. The other day I just like the spicy pomodoro, banana peppers, grilled chicken. Give me some hot honey in there. Like, you know, I love just fooling around with that. And I think some of the regulars kind of know they can, you know, mess with make cool combinations like that. But people have been adding burrata balls to everything.
I love that. Yeah,
I don't know,
why
just
not?
everything.
Why
Burrata
not?
ball, grilled chicken, crispy chicken, shrimp, burrata ball.
Oh, you have crispy chicken?
Yeah, chicken cutlet.
Chicken cutlets, yeah. For our chicken
didn't know
parmesan.
that.
And then we can throw
I
it
should have
on
known
pizza.
you opened a sandwich shop. Of course, you got chicken cutlet.
Of course.
You know? Yeah. Do you have what's the like East Coast pork thing? Do you know what I'm talking about? Never mind. Chicken. Whenever I think of chicken cutlet, I think of like New York, and you know, they've got pork roll. The New Jersey like pork. Anyway,
yum.
I get excited when I talk food. I'm like chicken cutlet, pork. I'm like just like a squirrel, like all these foods.
I'm actually hungry right now.
I know. Well, as you were describing, I'm just like, what? Huh? Like I kind of blacked out for a second, just like thinking about the pizza you were describing, and I'm like, I think I have a problem.
We should do like meatball subs or like chicken parm subs.
Yeah, have you guys ever done
That would be
sandwiches?
good.
No, we need to. We'll do sandwiches in house, like for like our workers.
Yeah.
Like we'll all make sandwiches for ourselves, just with like our baguette bread, or you could even do it with pizza crust, which is becoming a thing I've seen on Instagram a lot. But no, it's certainly a good brunch idea.
Better business, better community. For over a century, the Greater Bloomington Chamber of Commerce has been a cornerstone of business growth and community development. They are dedicated to helping local businesses thrive. Their business is all about your business. Join the Chamber today. Call 812-336-6381 or visit chamberbloomington.org to learn more. That's one of the things I've talked to people on here before, and it's one of my favorite like talk and shop is like, what's the off menu thing that you make that because you work somewhere for so long, you get burnt out on the menu. No matter how good it is, it's going to happen. You're there every day. You have the same, so you start getting creative, and you're coming up with the staff favorites, and that's a great example. We're like, yeah, we don't have sandwiches, but we have sandwiches.
Yeah, exactly. Someone's gonna come like order one of those. Be like, oh, I heard you have off menu sandwiches.
Yeah, I'm gonna put in the caption when we release this episode. It's gonna be like Da Vinci now has sandwiches, and like what? Thanks, dude. Appreciate it, Jordan. Really screwed us here. Do you guys have your go-to favorites that like you kind of make that's like off menu for yourself?
Well, not to copy you, but I'll put ricotta and hot honey on all my pizzas that I make myself. But occasionally I'll pick up some like lunch meats, and then we'll just throw something down on a pizza there.
Yeah, so, you're bringing in some outside stuff.
Yeah.
Well,
I know it's not fair, but
great minds. No, it's totally fair. Great minds think alike on the ricotta and hot honey, man.
Yeah. So our house pizza is the Da Vinci. So that's going to be like your cup and char pepperoni, mozzarella, hot honey, and basil. You put ricotta on that one. That's great. And then my favorite pizza, and I'll still just get it just how it is on the menu, is the pera. So that's going to be like your salsa bianca, gorgonzola, fresh sliced pears, bacon, and then that's served with hot honey as well. So it's a little, more unique pizza and uniquer.
No, it's good. I like it.
And that's probably my favorite. That's what I recommend to people when they come, just to kind of get them out of their comfort zone a little.
Yeah, that was one of
the
I'm glad you
pears.
brought that up because that was one of the like unique ingredients you guys had that I was forgetting was pear. But I like there's nothing wrong with like bringing in some outside stuff because what I've done is I brought home a Cinnabon from Indy. Have you had Cinnabon? Okay. I love the bakers who have in town. I love the people I know that have homemade Gam's recipe, but to this day, the best cinnamon roll I've had is still a Cinnabon. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
It's just perfect. Maybe it's nostalgia and because I grew up with it, but I put it into a large milkshake and just like blend it up.
Ooh.
So that's kind of cheating.
That's crazy. That sounds good though.
It's not bad.
I think we have some of the best Caesar dressing. We make our Caesar dressing, and
nice.
I love like all of our staff eat Caesar salads every day. I love putting it chicken cutlet Caesar into a wrap and doing like a Caesar wrap.
Yeah, a
you
breaded
know?
chicken
Yeah.
Caesar wrap.
Croutons in it, that kind of.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Can I order that sometime? Would you
For
be
sure.
mad at me? Okay.
No.
All right. Yeah, I'll get you one. I'll get you one, Garrett. That's so funny. Yeah, what we need to do is we'll do I'll bring over some off-menu chocolate mousse favorites. You guys make some off-menu Da Vinci favorites. We'll have a pizza and
I
ice
want
cream
that
party.
Cinnabon.
Yeah, you're like not just anything, Jordan. I want that. What you talked about. I like it. I like the passion. Yeah, you're like that. That's what I want. Cool. So you guys are from. Let's go in reverse. You guys are from Jasper. Tell me a little bit about kind of growing up and how you ended up and going to IU and all of that fun stuff.
I mean, growing up in Jasper, I love Jasper. It's an awesome town, but I think it's pretty typical small town Indiana, like a boring childhood. I mean, it wasn't boring, but what other people I think might see as boring. As far as IU goes, it's just a lot of our town went to IU.
Right.
That's just kind of where, if you can get in, it's local, it's going to be cheaper. And it's obviously a fantastic school. So I went there because my older brother went there and both our parents went there. So it was kind of an easy decision for me.
Yeah. Were you going med school originally, you said?
Yeah, I guess that was the original goal. Again, I probably partied too much in college to really get my grades in order for that, but
you own a successful restaurant. You're doing okay, man. Yeah. It all happens for a reason, right?
Right.
How about yourself? How did because you graduate from IU, right?
I didn't. I went to Butler in Indianapolis.
Oh, nice.
So
Okay, cool.
Smaller, less partying.
So
for
you know
me.
Broad Ripple then?
Yeah, I love Broad Ripple. I love that
absolutely.
hookah bar. I think I know what you're talking about. There's two.
Well, there was the Egyptian.
Yes.
There used to be Corey's. Corey's might have closed when you
Okay.
went there.
Yeah, no.
It was like a little further east.
Okay.
And then but the one I DJ'd at was at 86 in Michigan. It was called Alibaba's.
Oh, nice.
So I lived in Broad Ripple, but the hookah bar wasn't actually.
Wait, is it still there?
I don't know. I don't think it is,
Oh.
but it was really interesting because 86 in Michigan. Do you know where I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It's like some nights is like just all suburban. It was just a very eclectic mix, and so whatever I was playing on a given night could be completely different than the next. And it kept me
That's
on my toes.
awesome.
I
Yeah.
was on a smoke shop. Is that? No, I don't think that's it, Garrett. Or maybe? No, yeah, that's just a smoke shop. They're just selling Delta 8. That's not. So they don't, dude. That'd be so funny. You walk into like Smoke Time across from Taco Bell. They got a DJ in there. You're like, what the hell? Like this place is sick. Like, I'm gonna spend so much more money than I initially planned.
that's funny.
You should DJ at Da Vinci sometime.
Let's do it. I'd
That'd
love
be
that.
fun. Do you still DJ?
Yeah,
Okay.
I do.
You have your set and
I
everything?
do Root Cellar every third Friday with our buddy Colin Duggar. I'll do Brothers about once a month, and then I do Bingo at Brothers every Thursday.
Oh, nice.
Where like we've been doing that forever. Used to do it at like KOK and Sports, where we just call numbers, give away gift cards, make shitty jokes, and play fun music. So
Nice.
yeah, if you ever want to throw down at Da Vinci this summer,
Okay.
I could try to get some locals out.
That'd be super
fun.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm here for it. We're just making things happen.
Plans.
It's like, Eric, just cut the interview. We're just gonna start planning parties. It's like we got Cinnabon milkshakes, we got DJs, we got ricotta, all the ricotta and hot honey you can handle. I'm not gonna lie, it sounds better than any party I've ever
Yeah.
been to.
Let's do it, man.
Delicious.
So did you guys like play any sports in high school or anything? Or
Yeah, I ran track and played tennis. Other than that, my hands are not too great.
Are those? Is tennis fall?
Yeah.
Just fall. Okay. Because I was like, aren't those both spring? And then I realized tennis is a fall.
Yeah,
sport.
boys tennis was in the fall, and then we ran track. Yeah, you ran track as well.
Track, yeah.
Soccer.
I did.
She was a soccer star. Don't let her lie.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
not really.
Like you gotta
Whatever.
do the hair flip. You gotta do it.
Yeah, maybe a little.
Yeah, you're like, anyway, so let's talk about that. I got some accolades. Yeah, all three of my sisters were really good soccer players. I played soccer when I was younger, and then middle school switched over to football and absolutely loved it. I did try in middle school doing track. I practiced with whatever. I'm on the track team, yay! And then spring break came, and they give you this spring break regimen to do, and I'm like, no, I quit. I'm out.
Heck no.
Yeah, I did not follow through on that. So what'd you go to Butler for? We got sidetracked.
Yeah, international studies and politics. So wanted to do something maybe with government or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm a little sidetracked from that plan right now, but I'm planning on, getting back to that.
Yeah, well, I'm sure you're meeting interesting people.
Yeah.
And it's definitely, again, I think everyone, no matter what you're going into, working in a restaurant for a few years is a valuable experience that you can learn so much from.
Completely agree.
So how'd you end up going to South Africa?
So I had one of my professors went to school there, and she was really talking me into it, and was just like, I think you'd love. I kind of wanted to study abroad. I wanted to, learn about other cultures and stuff. And she was really talking me into it and ended up just falling in love with it. So yeah, it was awesome.
Did you end up living in Jayburg?
Yeah, actually, I was in Cape Town first, which is like, where more like international people stay, and then ended up in Johannesburg after that.
I was trying to have my street cred by saying Jayburg.
Yeah.
I was on this like trip with
some
people in Puerto Rico, and they're much more well traveled than I am. I'm not at all. And I heard them call it Jayburg, and I'm like, ooh, I was like, that's so cool. Like, I never would have thought to call it Jayburg. I was like, I'm just some from Podunk, Indiana. They're out here just super classy.
Are you from Bloomington? Is Bloomington born and raised, or?
So I've been here for 14 or 15 years. I was born in West Virginia, and then my family moved to Carmel.
Oh, nice.
Which was hilarious because it's so different. My dad actually shared a video the other day of us playing with our dogs in the backyard growing up. And it's almost like our backyard was like gravel because you could drive along Keystone in our backyard, butted up to it. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Keystone up there. And you could just look and be like, that's the family from West Virginia. You know what I mean? Like, we just like stood out like a sore thumb. But I went to Heritage Christian in Indy for high school. Lived in Broadwell for a year. Came down here and all my friends went to IU. I did a semester at Ivy Tech with the plan to I was going to do more than a semester, but to transfer to Kelly to do business management. Yeah. And I did a semester in Broad Ripple, had back surgery, took a semester off, moved down here, did a semester. But after I tasted a semester of no school, it was over. And I was just sitting in one of my prereq classes, just being like, I could be making money right now. Because I worked a ton and I stopped playing sports the latter half of high school to just make money, working, a lot. And so I've always just liked working, liked having a job. And I was just getting so antsy just sitting in class. Like, I'm missing out on making money right now. Yeah. But it worked out because it's funny. I've talked to Kelly school classes now. I was just telling my dad about this. I had they reached out hey, we want to do this interview. And it was a Kelly 300 class. And it was a Zoom call where I was just talking business with them. And I was like, dude, this is so ironic that I dropped out. You know what I mean? And then just kind of worked my way to a point where now I'm just like, all right, it's hard to give yourself flowers sometimes, but that was a little oh, good job, Jordan. You know?
No, yeah.
But yeah, I love Bloomington, man. It sucked me in. And it's all about who you know. It really is. And I've just gotten so many great connections here. There's so many great people here. My parents are still just an hour, 15 minutes away. Or right now my dad's 10 minutes away. But normally, they're an hour, just that kind of perfect distance. And it's just such a cool city. The No Dishes Podcast is brought to you by visitbloomington.com. VisitBloomington.com is the best resource for restaurant and culinary information, special events, fun activities, places to stay, and more in our area. We share a similar mission here on the No Dishes Podcast of highlighting local businesses and the people who make our community unique. We can't thank them enough for hopping on board. Check them out at visitbloomington.com to easily plan your next meal, visit, or night out on the town. Anytime someone complains about Bloomington traffic, I get so heated. I was like, it's nothing.
Where?
It's absolutely nothing. I know. They'll be like, I will say on the north side, though, sorry to go on another rant, they just went down to one lane on the bypass. And this is my PSA. You guys know a zipper merge where it's every other car?
Yeah, okay.
But you're supposed to go use the whole lane. Everyone on the bypass, after the eclipse, they've gone down to one lane. And everyone's just getting over into the one lane, so it's clogging up the intersections. And they're not using the lane that's wide open. You're supposed to use it all. You're supposed to zipper merge. I was going to go be an old man and make a Facebook post about it, and I didn't. And this is me getting it off my chest right now. So, Garrett, we're going to clip that out, and I'm going to share this. So now I don't have to go make a Karen post about, you guys know how to zipper merge. But, yeah, anyways.
It just based on all the stuff you told me, what you do, it seems like you're really squeezing all the juice out of this Bloomington lemon. Just really, enjoying all the great things about it, which is what I hope we can do more once we, get more good people into the restaurant and able to take some more time off. But
absolutely,
it's cool, man. Yeah, it's awesome.
I'm trying. Yeah, DJing, the bingo, the podcast, and the moose. Those are like my 4 kind of
Food
main
Truck
things.
Friday too is
Yeah.
I mean that's cool. I love that.
I
Dude,
love
it's-
that.
Yeah, it should be every day.
It just
but
gets me so. It makes
I
me so
love Food Truck
happy.
Fridays, man.
We're
That's
just
cool.
walking around. Everyone's
Yeah.
just having a good time, and it's. I was so happy when you were like, "Yeah, we've been there." I'm like, yes, because I've had some students. One of the biggest things that I feel like I've faltered on is not like marketing it to students enough. So whenever I do talk to people that like don't know about it, I'm like, okay, I need to step my game up and like get it out there more. But at least you guys are in the know.
Do they serve beer down there or no?
So
Are they not allowed to
funny
do that?
you mentioned that. There are twice a month during the summer months when the city puts on a concert and we get a piggyback off of that for Food Truck Friday, and they do a beer garden.
Right.
Oh.
Cool.
But what I'm doing tomorrow is submitting a proposal. Sorry if I'm not supposed to talk about this, Sean. It's going to before the Parks Board to where we could do alcohol once a month at Food Truck Friday.
That would be awesome.
No dishes exclusive.
Only heard it here, folks.
Yeah, exactly. That's why you tune in.
It's cool though.
Yeah, you guys obviously you're super busy. Do you get chances to go out to eat very much, or
Yeah.
let's do this. Best pizza in town besides Da Vinci. I'll just make it a little more direct.
All right.
Your face, I love it.
No. I'm just kind of embarrassed. Again, I came from Jasper. We had
Pizza Hut and
no,
Papa John's.
no restaurants.
I
Yeah.
grew up on Papa John's, by the way.
I love
and
Papa
I'm just
John's.
like,
I
it
love
still
it.
hits. It still hits.
I very rarely crave pizza, but every once in a while, like a Pizza Hut, like thin and crispy,
Yeah.
extra
the nacho
with
cheese.
the nacho cheese.
So have you guys heard about Pizza Hut Classics? There's still some left in the country, and they're like the old ones that have
Oh,
the
the
salad
buffet
buffet.
ones?
And like
Yes.
they have it's like you're
Bring
walking
that
back
back.
into
Grew
a
up on that.
90s, early 2000s
Yes.
Pizza Hut.
Literally.
And apparently there's one in Paoli.
Beautiful.
I know.
Okay.
I know. I just found this out, and I've been holding it in. So
It's gonna be packed tomorrow.
well, this doesn't come out for a few weeks. Yeah. We're not live streaming, but we've talked about it, but I don't think it's a good idea. But anyway, Garrett, I didn't tell you, but we're road tripping to Paoli.
I've heard.
Huh? All right, perfect. All right, he's down.
I mean, Pizza X, when I went to college, Pizza X was obviously great for a late night munchies.
I was gonna say Pizza X was always like a late night move for me back in my partying days.
Rockets. I love Rockets.
They are the sweetest, nicest people there
Agreed.
too.
Agreed.
The owners and yeah.
Yeah, so I think her nephew actually works for us.
Oh, nice.
That's Issa. I hope I'm getting that right. But
Oh.
Rockets is the by the slice right by the Bluebird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
mhm.
That's the one.
Love it.
I just had Mother Bears like a week ago because I was on the west side of town, and I just wanted like that pan pizza. Sounded good, so I popped in there. I hadn't been in there, and it was huge.
Dude, that
and
West
cool.
Side one, yeah, is massive,
Giant.
and they crank it out. I was
Yeah.
sorry, they built a whole second kitchen that's only open on the weekends to handle delivery and carryouts.
Dang.
I can
Yeah,
see it.
I was like,
it
isn't that
it was
nuts?
packed when I was in there.
But yeah,
that was
like,
good.
but it's a totally different, and that's again what we were talking about. I think it was before we started recording, where you're just like, yeah, like there's enough room for all of us in Bloomington, and you're all doing different things. My craving for Pizza X is different than a craving for Neapolitan, different than a craving for Mother Bears. You know,
Totally.
I'm just constantly fighting my craving for Taco Bell, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
all right,
know.
all right. I want to know what's the go-to T-Bell order.
Oh, it's big.
Yeah, let's go. Like
I
you're
really-
dropping $30 at Taco Bell every time.
I mean, it's almost like an after shift beer where you just need that like. I
Comfort.
don't
Yeah.
say disgust because I love Taco Bell too much. But like you just need that like that comfort, just like coma toast kind of food.
I know exactly what you're
Well,
talking about. Yeah, you're good. Yeah, say less.
Dude,
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is a safe space.
That's so good.
People expect the owners of restaurants to like, have this like respect for
No,
higher end food.
dude,
I'm
I'm telling you, if you watch some of these past episodes, we've had some of the best chefs in Bloomington. Like Eric Bueno from Feast, he's won the Bloomington Chefs Channel
Yeah.
twice. We spent 10 minutes talking about our love for the McRib. So like, you're good.
Nice.
You're all right. You're good.
Yep,
So yeah, what's
exactly.
the order? You're not getting off the hook.
They keep changing their menu around, which sometimes is good, but like the beefy nacho griller was my favorite thing. They no longer carry that. So now I'm going on a good night, 2 Doritos Locos tacos. I like to have 5 items and then nachos.
Okay, all right.
I know it's crazy, and sometimes I won't even eat one of them.
No,
but
this is great.
I like the
I'm here
comfort
for
of having 5. I'm like, I know I'm gonna be satisfied. I know it's so crazy.
All right,
Sorry.
5 items plus nachos. So late, we're doing 2 Doritos Locos.
Tacos. I'll change it up every once in a while, but a beefy 5 layers pretty much always in there.
Nice. You got to stick with the 5 theme.
And this is. Am I revealing too much?
No,
here?
you're great. I just want to see how crazy you go on Cinco de Mayo, dude. You're gonna be.
Oh shoot, man. And then a bean burrito, just because that's always what our moms would get us when
Yeah.
we were complaining in the car. She would just grab a couple bean burritos,
Shut you
throw
right
them back
up.
there. Yeah,
That literally throws
Really
it back.
throw a bean burrito
Touch
back there.
bean
It'd
burrito.
be fine. Let's see. Is that 4?
That's
2
4.
Doritos,
That's 4.
the beefy, and then honestly, the 5th might be a wash up. Sometimes I'll just go soft shell taco beef.
There you go.
Just because it's kind of simple and like a little lighter.
There's something to be said for those soft shit. No, I understand what you're saying. She's laughing. You're speaking my language.
If I go home and they forgot the hot sauce, I am driving back. And
like
pick
there's
up
going
the
to be a
hot sauce.
problem.
Yeah.
You're like, I work in a
just
restaurant.
happened.
You're like,
No, I won't even.
No, I know,
I won't even bitch.
you
I'll just be
wanna-
like, hey, please, I need
Can I
this
please
to
have my
complete
hot
this meal.
sauce?
I need the hot
Yeah.
sauce.
cool. All right. Well, thank you for feeling vulnerable.
It's not that
enough.
much. I don't need it that much.
No, but yeah, like you said, it's a comfort meal.
But
It's you want to kind of not feel disgusting, but
Yeah.
feel like just get smacked in the face, take a nap, wake up the next day filled with regret.
yeah.
You know.
Exactly.
Okay, cool. We got a little. I want to show some more love to some local places.
Yeah, of
still.
course,
No,
of
you're
course.
good. Well, no, I want. That's what I
I got
want. I want the real deal. I don't want you faking it.
Yeah. Siam House is one of my favorites.
Okay, nice. What's the go-to order there?
I honestly
Making your way through the
I
menu?
love the spicy just beef fried rice. Like,
Yeah.
I know it's basic, but
I
love
know
their
that's how
fried
I
rice.
feel. People are like, "What's your favorite order?" So I'm like, General Tso's and crab rangoon. Like, I'm not super cultured. Like, I was like, I talk about how great this place is and how authentic it is, and then they're like, "Well, what's your order?" I'm like, "Well,
Exactly.
General Tso's and crab rangoon," but they do it really well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just that 4th Street. If you can find your way down there, and it probably took until I was maybe 21, and it was like my college girlfriend who got me into eating like food. Otherwise, I had a pretty like small town diet. But all of 4th Street, I haven't been to all of 4th Street, but I've heard nothing but great things.
Yeah.
Siam House,
Dough.
Dough Asian
Dude,
Fusion.
Dough's great.
Yes.
We talked about it on here before because they're one of the
so cool in
places
there,
where it is late. Everyone closes at 9 or 10, but they stay open late. And so like usually my only
so
option
nice,
would
too.
be Taco Bell. But then I'll remember, especially when I lived at the Uptown Apartments, I'm like, oh, Dough's right there.
Yeah.
They're serving till like midnight on
Yeah.
a weekday. And I'm like, hell yes.
You go in like 11:30, and it's like 3/4 full, and there's
Yeah.
just like that. It's probably the same, maybe the owner, the same guy who's just working his butt off in there. And
Well, it's smart because when they started, I remember their late nights were like dead, but then I noticed over time when it was just filling in. And sometimes if you feel convicted about a good idea, just stick with it because it just takes time for people to find out about it. No matter how much marketing you do, just that word of mouth and to just get into people's routines. Like when we opened our Brown County store, it was dead for like 2 years. And then it finally just like something
Got it.
snapped and it just took off. The Bloomington Town Planner is a community calendar owned and published by local residents John and Sharon Martin. Mailed out to Bloomington homes in December of each year, it features school schedules and community events. And don't forget the coupons at the bottom of the calendar. They'll save you money and help you decide on the next restaurant or retailer to check out here in the Bloomington area. Town Planner also has an online calendar which can be found at townplanner.com. Make sure to sign up for their weekly e-newsletter so you can stay on top of all the fun events going on around town. All right, 4th Street. We got some Pizza X, some Mother Bears.
Buffalo's.
Yeah. Okay. Are you a sweet Q sauce kind of gal?
Yeah, maybe, or maybe buffalo hot. I don't know.
Okay. Depends on
Bone
the
in.
mood.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, bone in. Thank you for
Bone in,
clarifying.
yeah.
I know I can trust you now.
Yeah.
The
Need
only
a
time I
warm
do.
washcloth afterwards, and I'm good to go.
Yeah. You got to get messy.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only time I do boneless is if I get Wings of Brothers and I'm doing bingo, and so like I
You
don't
don't
want
wanna-
to,
yeah.
and no one wants to look at the bingo guy. Like, "Oh, hold on, you know what I mean? It's like so disgusting. Yeah, I think Buffalo's Ranch might be my absolute favorite up there with like the Pizza X Ranch. I love that sweet Q sauce. Ed, the owner, has been on, and he has an amazing, incredible story. There we go. Yeah, Ed with his. Have you guys been to Gable's Bagels?
Yeah.
Love. Yeah.
Ed actually, he just came into Da Vinci the other night.
Nice.
We spoke for a little. He's cool.
Dude,
awesome.
he's the man.
Like, the legend.
Dude,
I was nervous as soon as I saw it. Like, do you know who that is, Hannah? I was like, that's Ed Schwartzman.
Yeah.
Make sure his table's ready. But he was cool, man. He was awesome.
No, yeah, he is a legend. It's great. I told him when I saw that graphic of the Buffalo's and Gables Bagels together, him holding, and I just texted him, I was like, Ed, I was like, that is the best ad. I was like, they nailed it. It's you. It's your two brands. The created in New York, perfected in Bloomington. Like, what a good tagline. But they do just their pastrami. They do a house smoked pastrami. So James George, who's the GM or one of the main managers over at Buffalo's, has his own like boneyard barbecue thing, and so he does their whitefish, their pastrami, like he smokes it all himself. Yeah, I think they did it with like some type of bacon jam as well. Anyway.
Oh,
This
wow, that
is
was fantastic.
This is not good. I'm gonna have to get some food as soon as we're done. We're really diving in there. What about? Do you guys have any favorite bars or like venues or anything?
Well, shoot, we really liked the, or at least I did.
Tempo?
It's the one with Tempo out front.
Yeah,
It was called
Yes.
Village Pub.
Yeah. So Village Pub was, and then before that, it was Alchemy. I don't know if you ever went when it was Alchemy. So Logan Hunter opened it as Alchemy. They had a fire. A lot of insurance things happened, so they sold David Howard. They opened Village Pub, and it was that spot was so that theater, the Princess Theater, that building is so incredible. There's if you talk to old school townies, you can try to get some brownie points with them and talk about El Norteño. It's the old Mexican place that used to be in there. And you'll be like, yeah, I kind of know what's up with the Bloomington food scene history. It's casual, and they're just like, oh, wow, they're so sweet. And they respect Bloomington, Just trying to help the tips.
Yeah,
I know you're probably not waiting tables anymore, but you know what I mean.
Oh, no. Don't put it past us. We'll wait tables.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do, man.
let's
I
go.
love, like you were talking about, just being involved in the thick of it. I love having to go up front when stores getting their ass kicked, or go out to Brown County and like throw the headset on, do the drive-through. How we doing today? You doing good? Just hamming it up, you know?
Yeah.
Ooh, drive-through would be fun.
Yeah.
I never in all my restaurants I'd worked at, my first job was in MCL cafeteria. Had to wear like a hairnet, and I don't know if you guys I don't think you had MCLs down in Jasper, but cafeteria, it's a chain. There was one in Castleton. There used to be one down here. There's a few around Indy. But I never worked, even despite all the different places I worked, I never had worked at a place with a drive-through. And so when we bought that building, we're going to open it. I'm like, okay, this is going to be sick. And it's fun. At first, we didn't buy a speaker that was good enough, though. So that was super frustrating. You could barely hear them. They could barely hear you. We're like, just literally over half the orders, you had to be like, just come around to the window. And you're just like, what can I get you? And you just felt so demoralized. Because no one's having a good time after they say "huh" 6 times, All right. Well, I know you guys have a big catering order tonight. This has been a lot of fun. I love like I said, congratulations on all your success. I love your passion. You can tell you guys just really care, and like you said, that's like all that matters. Like, you guys care. You have a great product. Keep it up. Is there any last thing you want to throw out there before we let you go?
No, I mean, thanks for having us. Obviously, it's fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'd be happy to do it again if you want to have us back, but come to Da Vinci sometime. We'll get together and chat.
Ham it up.
'Cause, like I was saying,
Prosciutto it up.
Some ricotta. Good one.
No. It's about to get hot, honey. Anyway, I'll stop.
but,
I'm sorry. I'm
no,
losing my
that's
mind.
great. I think we're all hungry, huh?
Yeah.
But
also, really quick, this picture reminds me. Sorry to cut you off.
You're good, man.
How did you describe the pepperoni before? You said cupped, burnt,
cup and char.
cup and char.
So yeah, it's just
Have you never heard that? Cup and char pepperoni. I thought that was so cool. I never heard pepperoni described like that, but I knew instantly what you were talking about.
I didn't make that up. I think that might be the term listed on the package. But it's it literally cups and chars.
Yeah,
that's
what I mean. Like, I just had never heard that terminology, but I know exactly what you're talking about. Have you seen the places that just throw a shit ton on a pan and then throw it in, bake it all, and then just dump it onto a pizza?
You can eat it, but yeah, you could eat it just right off. It's so good.
You can, and I will. yeah, absolutely.
I mean, here's a weird thing, and I don't do it that often, but Jill, our wine rep, actually showed me this. But yeah.
Oh, Jill Meister?
Jill Meister.
I love Jill. She was
Shout
she was
out.
my rep when I was the buyer at Sweetgrass. And
she's great.
Jill, her daughter used to play music at Food Truck Friday for us.
Yeah, her and Andy's and her husband Andy's my food rep for Delco, which is cool.
Oh, nice.
Like, great
anyway,
family.
tell
Anyway,
Jill
yeah.
I said hi.
Yeah.
She's awesome. She was always one of my favorite reps.
Oh, I
Yeah.
also wanted to say thanks. Sorry, off track, but the owners of BBC, Bloomington
Yeah.
Bagel Co., they were the ones that, were like, hey, you got to do this podcast.
Sweet,
Really wants
yes.
in. Awesome.
Dude, they
guess-
Sue and Don. Well, was
Yeah,
it Sue and
Sue,
Don or
yeah,
just
Sue.
okay? Because Sue and Don came on together, and Don's not an owner, but she's kind of like what
Yeah,
I am
right.
at the Chocolate Mousse, you know. And I had so much fun with them. It was top 5 like most fun I've had on an episode. And there's all these similarities between Chocolate Mousse and Bloomington Bagel Company that neither of us had realized, as far as like when we grew, when we made like a commissary warehouse, and it was like, oh my God, like looking in a mirror. And anyway, I love Bloomington Bagel Company, so I'm glad you brought them up.
I guess that will segue into one thing I do want to say was like, shout out to just Bloomington in general, because I was kind of worried coming up here. St. Pete was very local, community based. It's a big city, but very local, very awesome. We got to know everyone there, and they were all just like, we want you guys to do well. We're going to do anything we can do to help you guys do well. And I was worried coming to Bloomington, especially because I'm a little bit more of an introvert. I was like, I don't know if I'm going to have that. But Sue was the first one to reach out, and she was like, I was like, I'm here to, we're here to just spread love into the community, like through our food and just through how we operate.
Yeah.
And she was like, that's what we're here for. Like, if you need anything ever, you let us know. And that was super cool. Like, just to have that from her. And she's obviously done great things here too.
Yeah, the restaurant community in Bloomington.
Yeah,
I mean, that's what just makes this so much fun. And I love, because some people I have on, I've talked about this a million times, but some people I have on, I've met them before, and I've had years-long relationships with them. But I find out new things about them when they come on here. Or I have people like you guys I've never met in my life, and it's just fun. It's just great. You get to know people, and we're all just doing the same thing, and we're spreading love, and food is love. So you said that so well, man.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, cheers. Thanks so much, guys. Appreciate you.
Cheers.
Go knock
Thank
out that
you.
catering order. What another great episode. Thanks so much for tuning in. Also, thanks to our Season 6 presenting sponsor, Visit Bloomington. Check them out at visitbloomington.com. We'll see you soon. In the meantime, keep those hands dry. This episode of the No Dishes Podcast was recorded, edited, and produced by Garrett Portinga of Green Hat Media in beautiful downtown Bloomington, Indiana.
No dishes.
No Dishes Media.
No Dishes Media.